from White Rabbit Projects, here to talk to us about weddings and also to provide some tips for our brides. Welcome, Bree.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Now tell me, what is White Rabbit Projects?
White Rabbit Projects is a one-stop solution for brides, corporates and private clients looking for a boutique space to host their event, wedding, birthday party or any kind of celebration.
So what does wedding planning involve?
Wedding planning involves many aspects. All our clients come to us for either an all-encompassing solution when it comes to planning their wedding. And when I say planning, I mean the planning right through to execution, styling, sourcing the venue, caterers, transport, anything that falls under the umbrella of a wedding.
Now, when I think wedding planners, I think, oh, is it going to be really expensive? You know, celebrities have wedding planners. Am I able to afford it?
Yeah,
basically?
no, I get that every single day. And it is really affordable. And you know, a lot of the time when my clients do sit with me, they do realise that I'm actually on their side as opposed to trying to get as much money out of them as possible. And a lot of clients think that that's what the industry is about, which it's not. We do tailor all of our services to each client and each budget. You know, we have larger budgets, obviously, and we have smaller budgets.
That's so good to hear.
And someone came to me today and said, look, you know, you're coming in a little bit higher than I'd expected. How can we make it come to this point? And I said, okay, let me work some figures out, come back, and sure enough, we can definitely help any client.
That's fantastic. Why should someone use a wedding planner?
Good question. I think to save time. Time is so valuable, especially in this day and age.
Yeah. So what would your tips be for a bride who's looking to get a wedding planner?
I would say shop around. You'll find someone fairly quickly that you resonate with. It's just like any other supplier that you engage for your wedding day. But like every single different bride, there's a different wedding planner for them. If you want the franc, you know, I know where you can go to get franc. And if you want someone who's just going to be, you know, straight down the line and just do the work for you and get to work, there's plenty of those as well. It just depends what you want.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, you guys take your bride, you find out exactly what they want to do for their wedding, and you do everything for them. You source all their supplies, you organise. Is it a run sheet that you guys do?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, they brief us in, much like they do when they come to White Runway. They brief us in. What do they want? You know, what are their top 3 expectations from us? It might be just planning, it might be on the day coordination, it might be styling, it might be everything. The most important thing I believe that we give to them and impart to them is the master run sheet. That's like the Bible for the entire day. Yeah. So every supplier runs off that and no one deviates from it. And that's our job, to make sure that no one kind of goes off the beaten track. And just be there as the number one port of call so that the bride can step back a month out and just...
I mean, I remember going to a wedding where the driver was meant to pick up the bride and nobody had his number and he was running late and we were all just frantically running around trying to find it. And I thought, if we had a wedding planner there, we'd have a list of numbers to call. Yeah. We wouldn't be running around. We wouldn't be stressing out the bride. You know? And being a bride yourself, what are your top 3 tips for brides?
My top 3 tips for brides would be to not sweat the small stuff. And don't rely on everyone around you to look after you. Rely on your wedding planner, you know.
So what are the trends at the moment for brides?
Trends. Well, funnily enough, it's just over the last 2 weeks, I've had quite a few inquiries and people are they're really starting to step aside from the rustic and the vintage. I've had a lot of inquiries saying they want anything but.
Right.
Which is really funny.
So that's really moving on from that DIY, rustic barn kind of wedding?
That's what it's been for a good, you know, year, 2 years. Very rustic vintage.
You do international weddings as well?
Yes, exactly. So
how does that work?
You know, any brides that are getting married in Bali that live in Sydney, I manage everything with them here on the ground. And then when they arrive in Bali a week out, they meet with our coordinator there. And
so you've got people in Bali that you can... Okay.
And I think that's the most important thing, is to trust those that you've engaged around you, be it your wedding planner or your florist. Trust them. That's the most important thing. You know, if you start micromanaging or, you know, getting really nervous and anxious, you know, the supplier can sense that, and then they get nervous, and it's, you know, you've got to have the confidence in the people you've surrounded yourself with to do the job.
Okay, so I'm just going to finish with 2 other questions.
Yes.
So my first question would be, what's your favourite celebrity wedding?
Candice Lake.
Okay.
I love.
Beautiful turquoise colours, nice and bright.
It was stunning.
Yes. As one of your favourite celebrity weddings. And my next question would be your favourite song. Your favourite wedding song.
My favourite wedding song, Isn't She Lovely, by Stevie Wonder.
And then, can you please sing it for us?
No. Isn't she lovely?
All right, let's stop now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Bree.
You're welcome, Rebecca. Thank you for having me.